Good morning, my beautiful EPIC peeps. How are you? My name is Samantha, and I'm coming to you on behalf of EPIC. EPIC stands for Empowering People and Inspiring Community, and I'm so grateful and honored to be the co-publisher and co-creator of this beautiful platform of positive media. We bring it to this message of empowerment and this mission of inspiration through our beautiful print publication that comes out every other month, bi-monthly. We just distributed our January and February print publication. It's beautiful. Get your hands on a copy of it, definitely. If you can't right away, go on to our website, www.epicTricountyCT.com. Go to the current issue, and you'll be able to read the entire magazine digitally, but also from there, you can connect directly with all of our advertisers, the authors of the articles and features. It's a really interactive platform that we provide for you. None of this would be possible without the energy and love and dedication from Lisa. Lisa's the co-publisher and co-creator of EPIC with myself, and she's always working behind the scenes. She's always holding the mission of EPIC close in her heart. So please hold her close in your heart and send her some love and light through the comments, through everything, through messaging, whatever it is. Just show Lisa some love. All right. So I'm so excited. I'm going to bring Bradford forward in a few minutes. Bradford's a staple in our EPIC community. He's been with us since the beginning. He's in for the long haul. But more so, what I wanted to touch on with Bradford, he comes with so many gifts: sound healing, spiritual counseling, Lemurian Seed Crystals. We're going to talk about it. I'm at a loss for words because I'm telling myself I'm not going to cry. All right. The reason I'm saying this is, if anybody out there is looking to connect with an honest and authentic, non-judgmental person to help them get through maybe some situations they're dealing with in their life, whether it be personal or business, whatever it is, I personally highly recommend Bradford. He's become a dear friend of mine. He's my go-to. He has a great ability to set me straight, get me back on the ground and moving forward. And for that, I am so grateful. I'm here to share Bradford with you. So please give him your love and light as I bring Bradford forward to today's EPIC interview. And there is my friend.
Thank you, Samantha. That was wonderful. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. It's a truth. It's the truth, my friend, and I think that that is what EPIC interviews brings. That's what we bring to our community, is our true, authentic selves, and making the connections between individuals who need and who are searching, and they might not even know they need or are searching for a connection with people, businesses, modalities, whatever it is. I'm emotionally stumbling over my words. So tell our peeps out there, those that are watching now and those that will watch later, just a little bit more about yourself. And then I know today we're going to talk about some really cool things you have on the calendar coming up. But first, just a little intro about yourself.
Okay. So I'm much like everyone who's watching. I'm just a person. But I'm a person who has consciously chosen to dedicate my life to pursuing knowledge and wisdom and energy that extends beyond what we know to be consensus reality, energy, higher consciousness, dimensions beyond the third. And, I was just reflecting on how much work I do. I do work on a daily basis. And I think it reflects in the energy that I project. The more that I study and work, the less I actually have to do. It's more about embodiment. And this time of the year is a good time to renew, replenish, or to commit oneself to new adventures, and to really just take action in doing that. And I've been pulling in all of the stuff that I've been manifesting, and I'm just bringing it through, and I'm putting it into action right now. And I'm just feeling the grace of God, and really surrendering to my intuition, to my communications, and making sure that it's all in alignment with my higher self and integrity. And from this position of empowerment, I'm able to extend my services and offerings to a greater amount of people, because I now have the strength and the core inside of myself to be supportive in this way to people without taking the burden on. And I know there's a lot of healers and holistic practitioners out there who get weighed down by their clients' problems, or the world's problems, or what's going on in the United States right now. But the best solution is to be an anchor, a node, a nexus of love and light, and let that vibration just really nurture everyone, the surroundings, the crystals, the plants, the animals, the people, the thought forms, and just being is so blissful. I'm entering a place of bliss, and I hope you can feel that. I'm feeling bliss right now. And
well, what happens, Bradford, when we're talking, and we can go back through every interview that we've done, I get a what I call, it's almost like a plugging in, where one side of my body just begins to tingle from the top of my head down to my toes. And that happened as you begin to speak about being, and then also went into the blissful aspect. So yeah, you are absolutely, I can feel it. So thank you.
Sure.
And it's very empowering.
I have to give Patrice Gildner some credit here. She often does the sage advice column in EPIC Magazine.
Yeah.
She's been my spiritual mentor for over 2 years, and her message, the guide's message, she has this amazing ability of connecting with any guides, ascended masters, archangels, or your personal guides. And the core message that she and they convey is embodying your spiritual essence in the physical instrument, and just going from there. And so I feel like my physical body is more of a receiver of vibrations and energies, but it's also a transmitter. In the human design, I'm a generator, and my role here is to just generate this high vibrational love. And I can condense that into, sessions with people. Just give me a call. My ad is in the magazine. I love working with people, and each session expresses itself in however it needs to be based on the person's energy. But today we're actually going to talk about some online offerings, which are necessary in this day and age, but also they allow people to develop more of their psychic and intuitive abilities, because you can't rely on the physical interaction of the energy between the people, the dynamic. It's now remote and via distance. And those of you who can feel the energy through the computer screen, you're starting to understand what is really going on here. Is this whole restriction of physical interaction is allowing for an expansion of our more subtle receptive abilities to feel energies on a more multidimensional level, and start to bring more efficacy into the reality of distance healing sessions, of the time-space consensus agreement of reality, but in true reality, what exactly is it? So okay, so
I love it.
My guy saying,
I think it's important that you say that, bringing the ethics aspect, and being an authentic modality, and being an authentic way of helping and empowering and healing each other. And because when I first heard about online healing and distance healing, of course, I had that doubt, that human part of me doubted. And when I had my first Rainbow Reiki with Marie, and I always hack her name up. It's a Marshall. It was absolutely life-changing for me, because in that moment I knew that I can sense the energy, and I can send the energy, receive and give through all time, distance, space, whatever. So by you providing these online lessons, if there's anybody that doubts the credibility of it, you can always reach out to Bradford and talk to him about it, but also reach out to me, because I have several personal experiences as being the receiver and the giver that really helps to prove, quote unquote, how powerful we really are when we set our mind and set our core to it. Yeah, absolutely. So you have some workshops coming up in January 20. Let's go to the
4th.
There we go. Thank you for taking that.
You're welcome.
Take it away, Bradford.
So I am a Universal White Time Gemstone and Energy Healing teacher, and I'll be teaching these certification classes all year round. But also I developed my own course of classes, which is kind of like a spin-off in one sense of the White Time Healing Gemstone classes, but also it incorporates sound. So I wanted to mention that people gravitate towards modalities that are really in resonant with who they are, like aromatherapy, for example. I know people who they just swear by it. It's part of their lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful. It's all this resonant vibration through, smells and odors and essences and things. And that's just one that doesn't really, I understand it, but that's not the one that I express through my divine being. The two primary ones that I align with, of course, are crystals and gemstones, but also sound. And so my White Time Healing Master Guides started encouraging me to develop classes for a specific reason. One reason is in the gemstone classes for White Time, what you have is you have all these advanced technology that higher beings outside of the earth, beyond the earth in the universe, they've designed to help support humanity to increase their vibration and open up to universal forces and energies of the new earth through this transition to help us and the new earth rise to the next dimension of the new earth. Mm-hmm. But then that's great. But my guides pointed out sort of something that was missing. And what was missing is these same beings that have designed the White Time classes for contemporary period, which is now, they're the same ones that actually seeded life on this planet. In the first civilization was actually Lemuria, as far as everyone understands. And then, of course, Atlantis, which is more popular. But what they did is they brought all this knowledge down and they taught it to the first humans, so to speak, who were more in a luminescent light body. I'm not going to go into that, but and that the remnants of that, most of it was lost, but the remnants popped up in indigenous cultures and through intuitive crystal healing and shamanism, and it made its way through the oral tradition up to the present. But that that sort of utilization of sound and crystals that is sort of the indigenous inheritance grew and shaped itself based on the needs of the evolving human on this planet through time. And so my guides wanted me to fill in that gap, to create a class that would use and draw from that indigenously evolved information, that kind of like the game of operator or telephone, right? That the higher beings, they gave them this information and it through time evolved into something. So I've crystallized gemstone layouts specific to help people help release their karma, release trauma, release the past, that and all of that stuff, to bring us up to the present, so that the Universal White Time and the Lemurian, they wanted me to call the course LISTEN, the Lemurian School of Intuitive Natural Healing, the acronym LSINH, very clever. So they wanted me to have that, to create a full circle, so that the future and comes down to the present, and the past comes up and meets here, so that the universe and the Earth's history, we kind of meet and unify in our beings right now, so that we become world bridgers into the higher dimension. And also, of course, incorporating sound, which is very important. Using your voice primarily as a healing tool for your own personal transformation. So I have these two levels. I'm actually working on the third level, The first level is the certification class. It's coming up on the 27th and 28th of February, which Samantha's participating in.
I'm excited.
Before that, I needed to have sort of a stepping stone, so I developed this particular workshop, which I'm offering on the 24th, and again later on this year. But this workshop is kind of a prerequisite to the first level because we really just jump right into the gemstone layouts. We're not going to tell you how to cleanse them or, store them or meditate with them. But actually, no, we'll talk about that in the workshop, right? Yeah. It's like an introductory thing. Plus, there's 2 really awesome meditation initiations in this workshop that are really, really cool that my guides gave me to do. And it focuses a lot on working with Lemurian seed crystals. This is one that I just discovered today. I had a box that I'm sent. Part of the cost of the workshop is I'm going to be mailing each participant a Lemurian seed crystal, about the 20 grams or $20 worth. That's because the retail rate is about $1 a gram. And this one called out to me because it's very foggy inside, unlike some of the other ones that are clearer. But it's actually a phantom, and this is a very unique phantom because the phantom is tiny. It's tiny.
Yeah, you can see it.
And so I don't know if this one will go to anyone because it started to like me. But Lemurian seed crystals are very significant. They're playing a significant role in the evolution of human consciousness and the Earth. They are actively recreating a crystalline consciousness grid that was dismantled at one point, which we won't talk about right now. But also they're helping us to open up and activate our dormant strands of DNA. We've discovered that, or learned or remembered that the dormant strands are actually extraterrestrial DNA, and that extraterrestrials, there's like billions of civilizations of humanoid extraterrestrials in this universe, and they all have human DNA. So we are all this genetically related family, and the Lemurian seed crystals, through their resonant vibration, they can trigger and activate your DNA, open you up to your intuitive faculty, healing abilities, and also just this vibrations of unconditional love and oneness consciousness. Like the energy of Lemurians is so gentle and nurturing, and I'm fortunate enough to have been chosen as an ambassador for this energy on this planet. And who knew I'd end up in Connecticut, but here I am. So,
I've told the story, Bradford, with you about when I just first started on this healing journey. I went to the gem show somewhere in Connecticut. I didn't know the first thing about crystals. I just went to this event, and there was a Lemurian seed that just literally called me. It called me, and I ended up purchasing it. It was it was the first gem I ever purchased, and I still have it today. And isn't it wild how? And now I'm getting that there are no coincidences in our case of working together so closely. That it started with that seed, with that Lemurian seed crystal. So, yeah.
I believe it.
There's a lot more information online about the event coming up on the 24th that you can find out about it, or you can always call or email Bradford. Lisa's sharing all the information on how to do that. So you said that it's a prerequisite for the class that I'm taking in February with Will from Braultree. He's going to be one of my classmates. So this is a recommended prerequisite for that class. What else do you have coming up for online that we can share?
So the other class is one of my favorites, and this is the first time I'll be teaching it here on the East Coast. This is a class that Shani Santara Shah created, who's the founder of Universal White Time, and it's called the New Earth Teachers courses. And the title says it all. This is a 10-week class. It'll meet every Tuesday evening for about 2.5 hours. And it's chock full of a variety of different features or, content, from meditations on the New Earth to clearing karmic threads, to working on your developing chakra system with new crystals and projects. We actually, in one level, we create pyramids with vibrational language symbols on them that create star portals that reconnect and revitalize Earth's energy lines. There are symbols to increase your IQ. There's elixirs. It can go on, and it's all focused on educating people about the coming changes due to the process that Earth is going through this ascension. Yeah. So anyone who's interested in ascension, anyone who's interested in awakening, anyone who really is passionate about helping the Earth, all of this is information contained within these 4 courses. And now the really great thing about, one of the great things about these classes is they're designed to be disseminated. Shani wants this information spread. So there is a mini initiation at the end of each segment. And once you go through the course, you are now qualified as a teacher of this course, and you can go out and you can teach it. So all of the material is copyright free. You can set your own price. You can do whatever. You can put it online. However, the idea is to share this knowledge. So you can actually recoup it if you're thinking finances or whatever, you can recoup your investment by teaching it yourself. And I will be there to help, support you in that way if you feel called to do this. Yeah. So it's really exciting. There's a discrepancy in the physical print in EPIC Magazine.
Yes, there is.
It's valued at $75
or $750.
$750, but it's actually $495 if you register right up front and pay initially. Okay. You can contact me directly if you for any reason about this class. And there is also, there are gemstone layouts in it. I'm not sure if I mentioned that. And so I will have an option for people to purchase all the stones and materials necessary to have with them for the class, but more specifically to teach the class in the future. So you need stones for the gemstone layouts, for example. So that's an optional feature. I'll have everything covered, but it's really fun. I mean, there's arts and crafts in it. It's really quite something. And the information in there is just, it will make you more aware and it'll give you more knowledge. So there's less fear and anxiety. Maybe if you're experiencing discomfort, physical, emotional, weird waves of depression, ascension, sickness, or anything, all of that stuff is pretty much explained away with all of this knowledge. And now, how did she know this to share this with us? I mentioned the billions of different, humanoids in this universe. Well, millions of civilizations have already gone through a similar ascension process. One of them, in fact, are the Hathors. And for those people who are familiar with Tom Kenyon's work, one of the world's leading sound healers, he connects with the Hathors. Of course, there's the goddess Hathor from Egypt, so we know that that one and the same, one of the representatives, they've been around us through all of our civilization. And the Hathors have created a temporary station on Venus right now to help to give their support for us, because they went through this process already of this ascension to a higher level of consciousness. So we have support. The thing is, they are not of Earth, so they can't directly intervene and help us. But what they can do is educate us. Yeah. So this is where these classes come from. This is where the information comes from. It's like a case. It's like, this is what happened already. This is what you expect to happen, or may not happen, because every planet is unique in its expression and choices. But at least this is a lot of information that we can now understand and use and integrate as we see these shifts happening within us and around us. You can't deny that things are changing. And the more you hold on to the past, which is an attachment, and of course attachment leads to suffering, as the Buddhists say, it's really true. You get attached to an old car, so some sort of, but really, but when you release attachments, you come into the state of freedom, and it's not like surrendering material possessions, not that kind of, non-attachment,
Right.
but it's almost this like you're in this embrace of grace, if you would, like to think of it that way.
Once again, I'm sure for the viewers who possibly saw this, once again, you're talking and I am getting these waves of vibrational, it feels like a download, and my eyes are starting to, and it just, to me, that affirms, you just affirmed to me that being part of the Lemurian class coming up in February and connecting with you for many different reasons, the medicinal mushrooms, all of it is affirmed. And for anybody, I mean, imagine if we had thousands of New Earth teachers, in our area, around, in our community, even 100, 10, whatever. If anybody's interested, please reach out through the contact information that Bradford has, but also through the events on the EPIC website, www.epictricountyct.com/upcoming events. We are going to correct that print error, and we appreciate your understanding. It is not $750 for this class. It is $495. It is valued at, I am sure, well over $750, but it's $495, and Bradford can help you to recoup the financial outlay if that's something that concerns you, by becoming a teacher and a sharer of the light also. So I want to thank you. We're going to lead everybody back to you through our various portals. I'm trying to think. I can't. You take my words away. The energy is so palpable. Keep doing what you're doing, my friend. Please keep doing what you're doing, because our world needs you, our community needs you, and I need you. And I do appreciate you. And as I appreciate Bradford and Lisa, who's always working in the background, I appreciate every person watching now and that will tune in for the replay. What we ask is please share the link, share this information with your friends and family, because we do need a plethora of light workers and healers, universal white time, Reiki, whatever it is that a person is called to, it is needed so much right now. And by sharing and collaborating, we can do this. We can do this. So stay tuned till tomorrow. We have Greg Kirk coming on. He is a Lyme recovery advocate. Yes, Bradford, thank you. Greg wrote a beautiful article in the January-February issue and was referred to us through Bradford. So Greg is coming on tomorrow at 11. And then on Friday at 11, we have a special conversation that's going to happen between myself and Janice Massino. That's going to be at 11 o'clock. And we're going to go really deep into a deep conversation with Janice. And you're not going to want to miss it. So mark your calendars. Reach out to Bradford Tilden if you're interested in any of what he spoke of today. Highly, highly, highly recommend Bradford. Be safe out there today, my friends. Be safe in everything you do. Be true to who you are. Stay true to who you are. Stay tuned to tomorrow. And as every segment we close, it's with love and light that we say peace out, Epic Scouts.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.